Welcome to the Messabook official review for 2026. Today, we are taking an in-depth look at the financial reality of asbestos litigation by breaking down real settlement examples and payout data. If you or a family member is facing a mesothelioma diagnosis, the most common question you have is, what is my case actually worth? While every case is unique and depends on your specific work history and medical diagnosis, we now have clear data for the beginning of 2026 that shows exactly how these payouts are structured. The current average for a mesothelioma settlement ranges between $1 million and $1.4 million. However, if a case is not settled out of court and instead goes to a jury trial, the average verdict jumps significantly to between $5 million and $11.4 million. To help you understand these numbers, let us look at some specific real-world examples from the last few months. In California, a construction worker recently secured a $9.6 million award, while a U.S. Navy veteran in Washington was awarded $10.2 million. In Florida, a jury handed down an $11.49 million verdict to a demolition worker, and in Louisiana, a tow mechanic received $8.26 million. These high-value verdicts often come from cases where the corporate negligence was particularly extreme, or where the patient was exposed to multiple high-risk products over a long career. It is also important to look at the differences between specific job types, because your occupation directly influences which companies are held liable. For instance, a pipe fitter was recently awarded $10.5 million, while a welder received $7 million, and a union HVAC worker in Missouri secured a $5.1 million settlement. Even occupations that people might not immediately associate with asbestos are seeing significant results, such as a janitor who received $3.5 million and a teacher in Pennsylvania who was awarded $3.45 million. These examples prove that asbestos exposure happened in almost every corner of the American workforce, and the legal system is designed to provide justice for everyone regardless of their trade. Now let us discuss the second major pathway for compensation, which is the asbestos bankruptcy trust funds. There is currently over $30 billion held in these trusts, and they offer a much faster way to get money without ever going to a trial. The average total payout from trust funds in 2026 is between $300,000 and $400,000. What many families do not realize is that you can file claims with multiple trusts at the same time, and your lawyer can also file a separate lawsuit against companies that are still in business. This multi-track strategy is how top-tier law firms maximize the total recovery for their clients. For example, Labor might receive $50,000 from one trust and $8,000 from another, while also receiving a $1 million settlement from a solvent manufacturer. One of the most technical parts of the trust fund system is the payment percentage, which is designed to ensure the funds do not run out. Every trust has a different percentage, such as the NACO trust, which is currently paying 100% of the scheduled value, while the Johns Manville Trust is paying approximately 5%. If a trust has a scheduled value of $200,000 for mesothelioma claim and a payment percentage of 25%, the family receives $50,000. Your lawyer will help you navigate these percentages to ensure you are filing against the trusts with the highest payouts first. We must also address the factor of wrongful death claims for families who have lost a loved one. In 2026, we are seeing significant results for surviving family members, including a $10.99 million award for the family of a laborer in Colorado and an $8.1 million verdict for the family of a pipe fitter in Missouri. These payouts help cover funeral expenses and the loss of future income and the emotional suffering of the family. For veterans, the financial picture is even more comprehensive because you can receive VA disability benefits in addition to your legal settlements. A veteran with a 100% disability rating in 2026 can receive over $4,000 per month in tax-free compensation. Finally, let us talk about what influences these numbers the most. Your age and your diagnosis, and the number of defendants in your case are the primary drivers of value. Peritoneal mesothelioma cases often see higher settlements due to the specialized nature of the surgery, while pleural cases are more common and have a very established payout structure. In 2026, we are also seeing massive results from talc-related asbestos cases, including a staggering $1.5 billion verdict in Baltimore and a $966 million verdict in California. These cases highlight the ongoing risk of asbestos in consumer products and the willingness of juries to punish companies for failing to warn the public. If you are wondering about the timeline, most families start receiving their first trust fund payments in as little as 90 days from the date of filing. Lawsuits take longer, typically 12 to 18 months, but they offer the potential for much larger sums. Remember that these top-rated law firms work on a contingency fee basis, meaning they only get paid if they win money for you, so there is no financial risk to your family. Thank you for watching this 2026 settlement breakdown, and we hope these real-world examples help you understand the level of support and justice that is available to you today. Understanding the financial landscape of an asbestos claim in 2026 requires looking beyond simple averages to the specific variables that dictate how much a family actually receives. Today, we are breaking down the real-world payout examples that define the current legal market and explaining why two seemingly similar cases can result in vastly different compensation amounts. At the start of 2026, the baseline for mesothelioma settlement remains between $1 million and $1.4 million, while the average jury verdict has climbed to between $5 million and $11.4 million. However, the first major variable we must discuss is the age of the patient at the time of diagnosis. In 2026, we are seeing that younger individuals between the ages of 45 and 55 often receive significantly higher settlements because the law accounts for the massive loss of future earning capacity and the many decades of life that were stolen by the disease. Conversely, for older adults in their 70s or 80s, the settlements may be slightly lower because retirement often means less quantifiable income loss, although the pain and suffering awards remain substantial. Let us look at some extraordinary 2026 examples, including a $14 million settlement for a 63-year-old electrician in Nevada who was exposed to asbestos while working with electrical products. In another case, a 50-year-old plumber in California received a $13 million settlement, while a 48-year-old Navy veteran and drywall sprayer in Nevada secured an $11 million award. These multi-million-dollar results highlight the importance of the discovery phase, where your legal team identifies every single defendant responsible for your exposure. In 2026, a typical mesothelioma lawsuit can have over 70 different defendants, including the manufacturers of gaskets and valves and floor tiles and insulation. Even if a company only contributed to a small fraction of your exposure, they are still legally liable for a portion of the damages. Another growing trend in 2026 is the payout for secondary exposure cases, where a family member became ill from asbestos dust brought home on a worker's clothing. A recent example in Illinois saw a $2.6 million award for the children of a woman who died after laundering her husband's work clothes for years. This proves that you do not have to have worked in a factory yourself to be eligible for significant financial justice. Now let us break down the specific values within the $30 billion held in asbestos trust funds as of February 2026. Every trust has a scheduled value and a payment